Okay guys, welcome back. So today we're taking a dive into the driver we feel will really help the player who's struggling off the tee.
Absolutely.
Of the 2020 offerings, we've handpicked the 3 that we think you guys should be looking at, focusing on. Now this is with the sort of assumption that you're kind of hitting all over the face.
Yeah.
The inconsistencies aren't caused by just a simple face-to-path discrepancy or something like that. This is for the player who's kind of delivering the driver different every time.
Yeah, I think it's for the person who just does not like hitting driver, doesn't want to hit driver, is not going to have a strike pattern that's going to allow them to have great success maybe. And we've kind of handpicked the drivers that we've seen in testing that are so stable, so forgiving, that I think it just gives pretty much everyone a shot to have some kind of reliable shot pattern and use the driver on the course. And
I think in doing this, Matty, what we should do is actually be trying to hit different parts of the head.
Definitely, yeah.
Right?
We'll leave in as many misses as we can.
See if we can get some toes and some heels and some highs and some lows. And so the 3 we've selected, Matty, G410, obviously. I think everyone knew that one would be in there. Mavrik Max is a little sleeper this year, really forgiving, good high performance head. And we keep call it the G400 Max in disguise.
It is, yeah.
The Cobra SZ Xtreme.
Performed great in the bracket and
it really did, yeah.
Tons of fits that you've had
Forget about that sneaking all the way to the final.
Almost won.
Yeah, you nearly played it.
It was this close.
We're going to put the three of these through their paces, see what's what, and we've popped us in at Carnoustie. We want to use a fairway because ultimately, fairways found.
Yeah, fairways found is everything.
The key.
In play, a reasonable distance, not in a penalty area, not wasting strokes off the tee.
Exactly.
Okay. So we got the max to start.
Let's see a few with this.
Pipe a few.
Right, so there's a little opener. A beauty.
A beauty. Strike, I'm assuming, kind of high. Little toe, maybe. Yeah, no, that's just good. No, that's just good.
And that's a pretty good indication for people watching that you don't have to be someone struggling with your driver to get into these as well.
Hell no.
That's the kind of purpose of what we're trying to establish here is how these perform when you're hitting all over the face, and the performance will be very, very good, but it's still an unbelievable driver. I mean, you could take those numbers 100%. To the course today.
Yeah.
Okay, pitch changed on that one.
What do you guess? You're good at this.
I mean, looking at the flight, I'm going to guess high.
Yeah, it felt high. You're never wrong about it, so I'm sure. Yeah, it was a little bit high.
It was identical.
No.
We're calling that ideal.
Yeah, it's as good as I can hit it.
That's as good as anyone's doing. Great ball speed, launch spin are perfect, results are perfect, all good. Let's change it up. Let's make some different swings at this.
Okay.
Let's try and represent what we see out there, which is the player who's hanging back a little bit and adding some loft and maybe hits up on it a bit too much. The player who's down and across it, a little too steep.
Okay.
That type of thing. Maybe we'll vary some tee heights as well, and we'll try and manage them. And now, ultimately, what I want you to try to do though, and I know you'll do a good job, but you're still trying to find the middle of the fairway. You're still trying to ultimately hit different shots and get them to finish in the fairway, but you're gonna change up your delivery a little bit.
It's gonna get there a different way, basically.
Yeah, see how the driver manages those different deliveries.
Okay, so what do you want to start with?
Let's go kind of the player who's a little inside and up on it.
A little in and up.
Aiming down the left wing and just turning one back in a little bit. Lovely job.
So that felt like a bit of a disaster high strike, like high almost skied.
Yep.
Should have been probably a lot worse than that.
There you go.
That's a bad strike. It's bad.
So, but we know bad strikes for you. When you hit them that high in the head, I mean, that's 16 mil is a lot.
That's a lot. That's
you never retain that much loft on those. You normally have the ball just making its way underground at that point.
Yeah, I've seen like
flight.
200 spinners and stuff. So that's a prime example. Bad strike, high in the head, you're getting a pretty damn reasonable result. It spun enough to keep the ball in the air, and go fine.
You've hit it 26 yards offline. You're in the first cut. The ball's probably sitting up like a coconut.
I know.
You've hit it 340. You've got 230 in. You're laughing.
On my way.
Okay, let's go the other way. Let's go a little more in the down. That was the 5 degree up, 8 degree into out.
So this is a little more of a steep player, strikes the heel, low in the face type deal.
Yeah. Aiming this one down, down the right hand side, and you're kind of, you've got that bit of a choppy cut at it.
Okay. So we should see the ball move right to left.
Yeah. Beauty. Evade those bunkers and you're perfect.
Be short of them, a little extra spin on the ball.
Ideal. Nice change up. 2.5 down, 5.8.
So a forgiving driver like this where the CG is way back, that's going to help that player get the ball launching a little bit better than they would?
Definitely, yeah. Pull that CG back and away, and it'll help that launch up a little more. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I feel like you're striking these different, but it's managing it pretty well, isn't it?
Well, this is the thing. It's the idea of it is, let's say one day you do feel like you're kind of steep on it, and maybe another day you're a little. There are people that say that, oh, I feel like I'm swinging this way.
Yeah.
It's like, how well can one driver suit a variety of things?
Without a doubt. Let's see that one again. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple like that, because I feel like that's
common,
a lot
right?
of people who are probably struggling with driver have more of that DNA.
Okay. So that's off the heel quite a bit.
That's good. Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty common thing you'd see. Obviously you play for the fade, you strike it on the heel side.
Yeah, there you go. So again, less downward, more out to in, struggling with the heel strike. I mean, if anyone wants to know where 55 yards goes.
Yeah, it's launch and spin.
It's right there.
I know, so true.
From the first ones that were 344 to, that's the guts of 60 yards right there.
Crazy.
58 yards.
But the beauty of this head is so stable. Like I hit that 15 millimeters in the heel, which I know doesn't sound like a ton, but that's a pretty bad heel strike.
Yeah.
Driver didn't really twist all that much in my hands. It still kind of stayed fairly stable.
Okay, like that one.
Good.
Very good. Obliterated that tee there.
Goodbye.
That was
my tee.
In bits and pieces.
Missed the strike, but I promise you it was centered. Yeah, that's the one that people hit when they're hooking it a bit, right? Little kind of high in the face, toe side.
Okay, so let's go the other way.
That's
high middle, penalty on the ball speed, but very efficient on the launch and spin.
Yeah, kept the ball in play.
Okay.
Okay, a little across and down. Felt a little more heel side, but still came off pretty good. I think that's a pretty common one, eh?
I think,
yeah, that's low heel is where a lot of people are going to strike it. It just seems
for sure. We see that all day in here.
Yeah.
That heely one.
It's very noticeable. So I feel like I've hit a much more solid strike. I'm looking at the monitor. It looks like it was still pretty heely though. Yeah, you can feel the face square up.
Starting to move out there a little bit.
Yeah.
But you are retaining more speed, Matty. You're not getting that 164, 165 number.
So know your strike pattern. Everyone's got some kind of pattern. I know people are going to say, I have no pattern. You must have a pattern.
Absolutely.
Use the Dr. Scholl's. If it's heel side, there's a giant benefit, obviously, to putting the weight in the heel.
Yep. Managing launch, spin.
That's great.
Obviously, speed. That's why it's called a CG adjuster. It's why Ping call it CG adjuster, because that's exactly what we're doing. We're placing the mass behind the strike.
That did a great job.
Cool, eh?
Well, I mean, it's why you buy a driver that does that, right?
Exactly, and that might be the competitive advantage of the Ping over one of the other two, is that you have the option to play that around in all three positions.
Very true.
All right, Matty boy, Cobra Speed Zone Xtreme.
Yeah.
We know how much you have sort of liked this and how well you have hit it.
Yeah, every time we've hit it, it's just been very consistent, I think. Like, it's been hit a lot of fairways, I found. Yeah.
Definitely. And I remember when we were with Jose at the show, it was a, you know, we've talked about it a million times, but it was a freezing cold day, and you started posting some really sporty numbers with this.
Yeah, that's right. We did get the speed up quite a bit.
177 ball speed, and it was, you know, a range ball on a freezing day. So
true.
We know this one's got some legs.
Definitely. And I think the shape of it's obviously quite a large profile, as both of them are. Something about that, I do think it lets you swing a bit faster.
Yeah,
you're
very
less
confidence
concerned.
inspiring, isn't it, to see that much mass down there?
And I know that's not exactly a shocking revelation, but there is something to having more face area. You know, a miss hit isn't as punishing. I think you'll just swing a bit faster.
I completely agree.
Okay. Let's pop a couple, and then we'll see how it does on the miss hits. Lovely. Giddy. Good strike.
Nice, Matty boy.
Good.
Stripey.
I'm starting to get a bit tired, but in terms of efficiency and stuff, it's very good. Centered. Lovely.
Lovely strike.
Good.
Well, we were talking about dynamic lie angle there. Sort of using that, you're obviously getting that quite a lot. So face to path being a slightly open, but you've kind of got the loft tilted up a little bit, making sure that you're not missing that too far to the left.
So this is probably one of the more upright of the three. I think Maverick,
certainly the most that we've seen.
Max wasn't quite that much, was it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It wasn't double digits. Club data.
Yeah, so this is definitely the most upright of the bunch.
8, 9, 10.
Okay. So, I mean, you'd shortlist this as, I'm not going to say you have to be the person who misses with a slice, but if you are, that's probably the better choice so far.
Well, it doesn't come with as much adjustable weight as the other ones, so maybe one way they are offsetting that is to go with the lie angle a little bit
True enough.
More up.
Use that instead of the weights.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because the thing with, and they're not putting weight because they don't believe in it, they're going for maximum MOI, which is deep and back.
As far back as you possibly can.
That's it. So make the head bigger, pull the weight back and put it at the back of the head, and we know that that's the formula, as it was in a G400 Max.
That's right.
For maximum forgiveness.
Yep, absolutely true. Okay.
Let's mix up a little bit.
Couple shapes.
Let's hit some different swings here. Well, this will be interesting. I mean, that's it's either going to be really extremely high. No. So let's look at that.
Why'd that happen?
So the strike is 13 millimeters high. I want to touch upon one with the Mavrik Max that was more than that. It was, I want to say it was like 16 high.
Yep. 16 high.
It's the 16 high one spun at
1700.
1700. That one there spun at
900.
9.
I have to be honest with you, noticed when we did the bracket, high strikes are, I wouldn't say they're this driver's forte. I think it does better heel, toe, and low.
Yeah.
High, I do recall seeing some duckies like that.
Well, it's obviously CG location. The lower the CG, the more vertical gear effect we are going to get from that.
Okay, so because it's so far and low back at that point,
Correct.
the driver's, it's reacting more to that than it would?
Definitely.
Gotcha. Perfect. Toey, very toey.
Very toy, but it's done okay.
It's done
It's
great.
actually done better than okay. It's done really well.
I think this showed up really nice on 17 millimeters toe is toe. Yeah.
I mean, look, that started out of bounds.
Did it ever?
It started at another golf course and it's came back in.
So the player that plays kind of the swoopy draw,
Yeah.
generally speaking, a centered strike won't curve that much, but if you do stray into the toe, which you would,
Yes.
that held on fine.
So the horizontal stability, excellent.
Agree.
Vertical stability, maybe if that's where your miss lies, maybe you do want to be careful.
Yeah, look elsewhere.
Maybe look elsewhere.
Pretty good.
Hang on. Hang on.
We're in play, baby.
Fairway found.
Okay, so not a good strike. Cut across it, left the face open, kept it in play.
Spin kicked up a little bit, 166 ball speed. Not bad.
Not bad.
1040 efficiency isn't definitely not bad at all. That was the bottom, the head.
Yep.
Low heel.
Felt like it. Yep. Yep. Stay in. Ball.
Gentle. Gentle.
Lovely.
As long as you're a left-hander. This is what we were trying to...
Yeah, those are all over the place.
To get at early on when we were discussing it. You know,
that's an average, yeah.
Yeah, as an average is fine and nothing too much going on.
I mean, you kind of look at standard deviation as a good indicator of which ones are quite good.
Good point.
Spin on G410, it did the best.
Yep.
Cobra struggled a bit, but it was really good for ball speed, standard deviation, so...
All in all, we have seen the benefit of the weights.
The weight is a great feature, and that's the thing. I mean, I think Cobra makes a really good driver at a good price point, and Ping is obviously at a higher price point, but the reality is it's not for no reason. It's not just because they can. Those adjustable weights make a big difference.
They do make a difference. They absolutely do.
Very useful.
We use them in every single fit. It's never something we overlook because it doesn't really work. It really works. It's our way of bringing the whole thing together.
Definitely. So hopefully people can pick and choose based on what pattern they kind of see on the course, which one of these heads. The reality is a lot of those strikes, I know for a fact, are death with like the Mavrik Sub-Zero I've been using, 100%. Even the LST Ping, which is very stable. You can't get away with strikes like that the way you can with these guys. Like these, I think just confidence-wise, this is the end of our day, pretty tired. We only really had to rehit a couple shots based on what we wanted.
Yeah, it was good.
There's
good
there's just a lot of confidence just by knowing there's a lot of mass there, and the head doesn't twist that much. And it's just easier to get a better result.
Yeah. Guys, hopefully you sort of can pull some value out of that, especially if you are someone struggling a little bit off the tee. But you've got options in there.
100%.
And three really good ones, and three that we think that if you are struggling a little bit with the driver, you can maybe use. Make sure the place that you go to has options like this, different shaft options. We chose a shaft that Matt was really comfortable with. That didn't have to become part of our process because you're already really comfortable with that one. And guys, don't settle for somewhere that can't tell you where you're striking on the head.
I agree with that.
I'm big on that one because I've seen the value over the last 4 years of using GC Quad as to how important that has become to my own mind, knowing the patterns of strike and what they do relative to the bulge and roll on the driver, relative to the CG on the driver. It's very, very important. And I know you guys know that now because you've watched so many of these videos and you hear us harping on about it, and it shows up in the testing. So I know you guys know how important the strike is, but knowing those patterns can be one of the keys to becoming a much better driver of the golf ball.
Totally agree. We couldn't have made this video without those readings. There's just no way. You would have had no idea what was going on with the ball.
No guesswork, please, on that front. Okay, guys, join us, subscribe. Over the shoulder, 87,400, road to 100K. We will be announcing a big 100K giveaway in the next week or so. Stay tuned for that, or by the time this video comes out, it's probably less than a week. So it'll be a few days away for you people, so get excited about that. Join us on the live if you can next Monday. We're always there 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. We'll be announcing it there. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you again soon.